What's up, everybody? Got a little vlog for you here. I want to talk today about conventional deadlifts versus sumo deadlifts versus other kinds of deadlifts. What types of deadlifts should you be doing? I know a lot of people are probably like, dude, where the fuck's your beard? I had to shave that shit. It gets friggin' itchy. I got really friggin' rabid Italian jeans and this thing gets thick. So I'm actually gonna pull all this fuzz off today too. So tomorrow I should come at you clean face. But deadlifts. So why do people do sumo deadlifts? Why do people do conventional deadlifts? What ones should you be doing in your training? Now, as for powerlifters, amongst powerlifters, there's a lot of people who love doing sumo deadlifts. And if you see a lot of people on the top ends of competitive powerlifting, they're using the sumo deadlift. I think Ed Cohn used the sumo deadlift. There's a bunch of people who utilize that technique. And for competition, most of those guys do it because they're better at one or the other. They're either really good at conventional deadlifts or they're good at sumo deadlifts. I had the pleasure of being in Texas at the Ronnie Coleman Classic a few years ago when I saw Benedict Magnuson deadlift 1,015 pounds conventional style. It was absolutely amazing. It was crazy. But when we look at using either sumo deadlifts or conventional deadlifts in our training, the answer is you should do both. You should do variations of all the different exercises. And it's a way of allowing you to become stronger from multiple dimensions. So, for example, if you're used to doing conventional deadlifts, a really good thing to do is to modify every few weeks. So every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks or something like that to create a variation, right? I like using 3 weeks because your central nervous system gets used to things over 3 week periods. So if you think back to when you've gotten into plateaus before, what normally happens is your strength goes up, 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 and then all of a sudden starts to level out. And that's because your brain is getting used to the movement pattern and it's getting used to it at a specific load. So if you continue training that movement pattern, particularly amongst advanced lifters, the beginner guys, you still have to work on your stabilizer muscles and things like that. But if you continue to work that movement pattern over long periods of time without varying the movement pattern and without creating different loads, your central nervous system's not gaining any development by doing the same thing over and over and over again. So every 3 weeks, I like to switch things up. And so if I've been doing conventional deadlifts, I'll switch to sumo deadlifts. If I've been doing sumo deadlifts, I'll go to snatch grip deadlift. If I haven't deadlifted off of a block for a while, this is especially back when I was a powerlifter, not so much anymore. If I hadn't deadlifted off of a block in a while, then I'll use that. Back when I was at Metroflex and we had the chains and the bands and things like that, I would vary my deadlift loading pattern with bands and chains every few weeks, right? So every few weeks, I'm doing a variation of the deadlift that's getting me stronger every 3 weeks, right? And again, the reason is to allow me to get stronger from all different dimensions. Doing the sumo deadlift can definitely strengthen your back. It can definitely strengthen your quads, and it works from different angles than the conventional deadlift. The conventional deadlift can definitely work your glutes, can definitely work your hamstrings, and then if you're working Romanian deadlifts in there as well, you can work your hamstrings to that. The snatch grip deadlift will help to work your grip. It'll help to work your upper back. It'll help to create thoracic extension. So by varying every few weeks, you get this awesome combination of additions to your strength that you've been working on. You are also training your brain to work different patterns and to be stronger, to allow your body to be stronger from multiple dimensions. So that's one thing. Same thing with the squat too. A lot of people ask, should I be doing back squat? Should I be doing front squat? Should I be doing overhead squat? Should I be doing Zercher squat? And again, these are variations that you can use to get stronger from multiple dimensions. So why not use all of them? Now, a note of caution for you younger guys. If you've been training for under a year, you really need to perfect your main movements first and foremost. The only exception I will say is that everybody should be, whether you're a beginner or not, everybody should be varying with the Olympic style front squat, particularly if you're an athlete. If you're a high school athlete, you're trying to get good at football, you're trying to get good at wrestling, you're trying to get good at lacrosse. When you're loading in an athletic pattern, yes, it's a squat, but the load is not on your back. It's usually from the front. If you're a basketball player or anything like that, you're going up like this. If you're coming in for football and you're a lineman and you're trying to block, you're coming in like this, right? If you're a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu athlete, you're coming at people, right? So you want that to train that thoracic extension. So you really want to work your mobility so that you could fit into that Olympic squat. You can work this type of thoracic extension that's going to allow you to perform at your sport, right? There's a better translation there. And that's huge when we're trying to choose movements for different training programs as trainers, right? When we're looking at athletes, we want to see what's going to translate to their sport the most, right? That's not to say that if you're in jiu-jitsu, you need to be putting weight on your back and doing shots and things like that. No, that means that you want to train the loading pattern that's going to get you stronger. I think that's all I got. If you guys got questions for me on anything, you hit me up at info@warriorsoulapparel.com. If you want, I'm going to plug myself, so be aware. You can turn it off now if you don't want to hear this. If you want Warrior Soul apparel gear, www.warriorsoulfitness.com. Check out all of our awesome content, warriorsoulagogi.com, and we've got some amazing stuff up there for you. And check out the podcast, the Warrior Soul Podcast. And one more plug, watch my videos. All right, guys, I'll be back at you later this week with some more information. Peace.